Yeah.
Oh, hi guys. Another
No, you
episode
gotta
of
be-
CU Jiu-Jitsu.
Stand up like this. Like
Oh,
you
yeah, that's
always
right.
do, and that's it.
What's up, everybody? I'm a little tired today.
Yeah.
I ran here, so I'm tired. What's up, everybody? Another episode of CU Jiu-Jitsu with Coach James and Coach Mike. We're going to go over some more turtle stuff today, guys. A little more advanced concepts, a lot of concepts of breaking down turtle. We're doing all turtle top today. But more concepts of how to break down turtle, how to take the back efficiently, and we're going to go over a couple techniques as well. So if you guys have any questions, please let us know. We got a couple announcements at the end of the video, so make sure you watch all the way to the end of the video. Or if you don't like us, just watch the end of the video.
But everybody loves us. So,
Do you know that?
I want to let everybody know. So, Coach James said we're going to do everything from top today. There are, basically from bottom, there are some offensive things to do. And maybe we'll cover some of those Wednesday and Thursday. However, what you can do after watching today's lesson is go to the YouTube page and look especially at the 25 fundamental videos, and go through there, and you're going to see some turtle bottom defense. And so mainly what you're going to see is the log roll escape, and you're also going to see how to sit through and recover your guard. Okay, so there's a log roll, and then there's another one where we just we turn out and then we recover our guard. Basically, it's putting our back on the mat in order so that they don't take our back. So use those as supplements to this, and that way we're able to cover more stuff without having to cover stuff that we've already done in a previous video right now. So I just want to put that out there in case anybody's wondering. That's what they're wanting to see and all that. And I'll quickly say too, so there's going to be an exercise video that'll be out tonight. It's a short 20 to 30 or like 20-minute-ish video where I go through an exercise set that should take anywhere between 10 to 20 minutes. It took me about 13 minutes to do it in the video. You can do it with me. You can write down what I did and do it on your own time, however you want to do it. At least that way you'll have something. And then Coach Richard tomorrow will have a very special set of more like a shadow boxing type thing, striking based cardio. So it'll be things, so if you think back sort of like a Taibo type video like we had back in the 90s, if you're that old. I remember it. But it'll be sort of like that, but our own brand. So I think that'll be really awesome for you to tune into tomorrow. And so without further ado, I think we can get into things today.
Yeah, okay, so Mike's going to go over first some basic breakdowns of turtle, and then I'm going to continue it. So,
all right. So, and again, we'll try to slow down, enunciate, and make sure everybody can hear us clearly. If you do have any questions at any time, make sure you put your question in the chat. And if our wonderful camera woman, Kelly, sees it, then we will answer it for you here and now. So, Coach James is in a good turtle bottom. So, concepts of good turtle bottom, first of all. Show a bad turtle bottom. So bad turtle bottom, this is really bad. Coach James is limp.
actually, I'll show a common one.
Oh yeah, really good. So this is more like a wrestling bottom. So this is what we would call like a more of a referee's position in wrestling. And for jiu-jitsu, it has its many disadvantages. And reason why is we're open right here. So what I want to do in jiu-jitsu to score points, right? I want to get my hooks in. If I'm here, guess what? I just scored points because I got both hooks in. Remember, hooks are getting my heels in past the hip. Okay, that's all I've got to do is get my heels in past the hip and assimilate some sort of control with my arms from the back, whether it's two arms underneath, I got a seatbelt, I can even be over the top here. That's fine.
Yeah, that's the other thing, guys. My chin, or my good turtle position, is down.
Right.
Jiu-Jitsu, MMA, especially MMA, if my chin's up like this, all day long. So my head's here. My head's not planted in the ground, kids. My head's here being held up by my hands.
Right. Yeah, so you'll notice here, if we turn Coach James, turn a little bit, Notice his elbow is hidden by his knee here. The space is very small. The more he can sit back onto his heels even, like he can close this space. And what he's gonna do is he's gonna shift and move according to what I do in order to shut the spaces off. It's very hard to eliminate all space when you have when you're there. You're going to have to make movements and adjustments as we go, right? So he's in a good turtle position here, and a lot of times, you know, what we're trying to do first is we're trying to get our seatbelts in. So first thing I want to do is I want to cover the hips, and I don't just want to be on top of him, right? If I'm on top of him, it's great, but I'm not assimilating any sort of control. So you'll notice when I come in, I'm getting onto his hips and I'm sitting back. I'm forcing his hips down. I want to take any hip mobility that he has away, okay? So key tip number 1, take the hip mobility away, sit on the hips, pull his hips back, pull his butt to his heels. This way he can't explode. 2, I want to be heavy. I want just the back, and I want to get tight. I want to take away the space. Key tip 2, take away the space. So if he's open like this and I can get in on this side, great. I'm going to go in this side. I'm going to go top other side. And this way I can take control. Now where am I grabbing? I've got his collar on this side and the gi. If it's no gi, I'm going to take a good seatbelt grip. Remember, always click it. Top arm goes into the bottom arm. Okay?
Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
This foot's just cramped up.
Oh yeah, no problem. Now, turtle top, otherwise, do I want to be leg out or leg in? Like normal referee's position for wrestling would be like this. If I'm referee's top, I can be this way as well. So jiu-jitsu, there's different purposes for each way you want to go. So you gotta have to decide that for yourself, okay? So breaking him down. So he's got a good turtle. He's not going to just let me step in. Yay, I got my ride. No. He's going to make sure I can't just get in, right? So how do I break him down? Well, there are several ways we can do it, but we're going to do one easy way that I like to show, and that's going to be a spiral ride, okay? So I can't get in, da-da-da-da. Like some people will even say, just step on his thigh. And sometimes that'll work. It's a little mean, but sometimes it'll work. But let's say James is really skilled and it's not going to work, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into a good position. And for this, I like to be more in a wrestling position. I want to cover his hips with the back of my knee here. And I'm going to make sure I'm pushing down on his hips. I want to already take the pressure out of his hips. So this is key tip number 1. So once I get in here on my seatbelt and I've secured this position, my inside hand is going to go inside his thigh. So James sits up and we turn just a bit. My hand is here because I'm going to spread him out, okay? My opposite hand is going to go under his elbow on the opposite side, okay? So James comes back to good turtle. I'm getting in here. This is great. He's not that worried because I'm not getting hooks. I'm not threatening chokes that well because he's got a good position. He's maybe controlling my hands underneath a little bit. So I'm going to stop that. I'm going to control his hands. I'm going to go hip, pull it back out. And now look, you see I insert it underneath his armpit. And now I'm going to shove out his elbow as I shove out his hips. And I'm going to make a little circle right here. That's all I'm trying to do. Just put him off balance. From here, look, I can step in. I've got technical mount. I can put my foot right onto his other hip, pull out, go under the head, and work to turn in. Right here, look. Now we're in the back.
Go back. I don't know if you guys can tell, but Mike right here, when he first pulled me under, go ahead, pull me under, his hand is controlling my wrists. So I'm not able to come here or do any of my sit-outs I did yesterday because he's controlling my wrists. So that's a really, really key point I want you guys to see.
Right.
I think my head was blocked.
Yep, so I'm controlling the wrist. I'm gonna step in. Again, here I might even step on his leg here that's down. You can't really see it in this angle. So Kelly, if you'll move or we'll turn. This allows me to control. I've already got a good foot in. If he's on a side like this, a lot of times I'll just come right here because this gives me technical mount. And I get points for this, correct, James?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Yep. 4 points, right? So look, I got an easy 4 points from just putting him off balance. Now from here, look, I've controlled his hand underneath. Easy for me to pull my hand back out and start to scoop underneath. From here, all I'm just going to do is like we did yesterday. I windshield wiper my foot in right next to his back. I'm gonna sit on my heel, and now we're gonna roll it. And my other foot is just gonna slide in, right in. Remember, don't cross your feet, okay? Really bad. If, when you're doing this, you can catch like this, wonderful, especially if I've already got this. Coach James loves this. We got a wonderful bow and arrow choke there.
Do it one more time.
Absolutely. And what I will say too is I don't get a lot of people actually on their side. The fact that I'm getting Coach James on his side right here, even like this is great even, right? Honestly, this is where most people are going to end up, especially if they're a better jiu-jitsu player because they're just not going to flop around, right? So I'm here. I can still step in. There's a little space here, or I can sit in with the bottom leg first. Remember, pull our knee up and our foot up really high, and then insert it. Try not to just do this, because if we do this, he can block. Maybe he's really flexible, right? And now I've got to fight his hand. Maybe I can get over the top, but probably not.
If you get, you're not escaping. I'm gonna roll out. Like if I get this, guys, I'm going to escape. All I have to do
Right.
is come here.
I've got nothing.
It's gonna be very, very hard to
So
recover.
for here, remember, bring our knee up real high as we can. Set it on his ribs if we can, and then insert it. That's going to be the better peak. Now, sometimes if we're lucky enough, you're going to go flat. So I'm going to spin him really hard, and we're going to get this. If I can get him flat here, don't be afraid to just jump straight on the back. Okay? Getting him flat, because I'm in a really good position. Now I can get heavy on his hips on the backside, and especially if I can get my hooks in and start to Superman him out, now I can start to pull his head up and get these chokes and everything else, right?
4 points.
And 4 points, yes, awesome. So, one entry. So now Coach James is going to talk about those being on the back concepts and how to do them well.
I'm cramping. So guys, these concepts, you can do from any back, taking the back scenario. So it can be from arm drag to back, it can be from total to back, it can be from I got one hook in, trying to get my other hook in. It can be really from anywhere. Okay, the concepts are the same. The concept is the same. It's very, very simple. Attack before you put your hooks in. You know, we always teach, put your hooks in, put your hooks in, put your hooks in, put your hooks in. If you can't get it, attack their neck. The reason why I'm going to do this, so for instance, I'm going to do
In the off back.
what we did yesterday, right here. A lot of times, if I get someone seated right here, and I try pulling them back, go ahead, fall up. I can't take their back now. Even if I shoot my hips back, this is going to be very hard. But what's defending his neck? Now what does he have to do? Now I can kick. Let's see, it's very, very simple. Let's get one hook in. So I'm here. He's got a really, really high knee. I'm really trying. But now look, this arm is out of play. Well, all I'm going to do is I'm going to keep it out of play and really start going for my choke. When he starts doing that, I'm going to spread him out. Look, I'm going to extend my hips. I'm still blocking his arm. Now look, when he goes to fight this arm again, look. It's very, very simple. Try to take the back, attack, take the back, attack, take the back, attack. It's very, very simple. Another one from here. If I'm not able to pull him over, like yesterday we did our those drills that we did at home. Right here. If he's been really, really stubborn, go for a choke. Get his arms distracted. Now he doesn't have a base. Now I can roll him over and make it much easier. So it's a very, very simple concept. If you're having a really, really hard time, don't give up the back. Maintain it and attack. So if you notice, let's go to one hook. So I'm here, and I start attacking. I'm not just limping around with my legs. My legs are crossed because I have one hook, not two. I'm extending. I'm really, really tight, trying to spread him out. If I have my foot here, I'm really kicking on this leg. I'm being very, very active. I'm not just attacking with my legs limped. I'm still very, very tight. Okay, so it's a very basic concept. With opening him up as well. You don't talk about this a lot, in order to open up your chokes, fight, it's a hand fight. Big thing is hand fighting. So if I'm here, well, it's 2-on-1 right now. I take one arm away, or even bring it back, or even just turn. I have one arm away. Same thing from the back. I have both my hooks in, or I don't have both my hooks in. I take one arm away. I hide it, and I come back to chew. So I hand fight a lot. When I'm here, I'll even start double under, and I'll just hand fight and try to get his arms down to now clear a really good path for one arm. Do the same thing. While I'm attacking, that's one. While I'm attacking his hands too, to keep him distracted the whole time from what my legs are doing. If I can get a choke at the same time, that's even better, because now he's really not thinking about my legs. He's really spread out. So the whole time I'm going back from getting my hooks, his legs, hand fighting his hands, and choking his neck. So I'm going from legs, or I guess hips.
Hands and hips.
Yeah, hips to hands to neck. Hips, hands, neck. In that order. You can do it, not in that order, but you do hips, hands, neck, hips, neck, hands, neck, hips. Just keep going back and forth until you get your hooks in. Once you're there, you got your hooks in, so now all you have to do is hand fight, choke, hand fight, choke, hand fight, choke. So it's a very simple concept. I feel like especially the white belts start, and actually even when I was a purple belt, really hard time finishing people from the back. I get the back, no problem. I can never finish. Don't worry about, it's kind of everything else with jiu-jitsu. Don't worry about, this is the technique. I'm gonna do it. You have to go back. You have to adjust. You have to make audibles in your head the whole time. So don't worry about, this is how the coach has taught the technique. That's how I'm going to do it. You have to keep going. You have to keep making adjustments. So go from hips, hands, neck, back to the hands, back to the hips, back to the hands, back to the hips, back to the neck, back to the hands, back to the neck. Just constantly keep going until you get something. If you're active and you're still, you keep going, it's going to make it much harder for them to escape. If you're just sitting there trying to do one thing, they're going to escape very easily. But that's kind of with all jiu-jitsu, really.
Yeah.
So that's my concept.
Yeah, I think it's easy to say, it's almost like misdirection.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's, you know what your goal is. I need to put my opponent off guard to it, right? I don't want him. He knows I want to put my legs in. I need to get him to stop thinking about it, and so we're going to create a diversion, and that is, we're going to mess with his hands. We want him to get focused on our hands, so we're going to mess with his neck.
It's kind of the same thing with triangle. Remember,
Yeah.
like, I'm not going for the armbar to try to get you to do the armbar. I'm getting you to come back down to make my triangle tighter. It's the exact same thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I think there's really cool, great concepts, and if you can do this, you'll see your ability to get, maybe submit somebody, raise up, but just your ability to control somebody's back better. And why might this be important in self-defense, right? If me and James are in a street fight, and I'm trying to now control him so he doesn't hurt somebody else, right? I'm sure we've all seen some videos, some dude and another dude get in a fight, whether it's some guy like, who's, belligerent and drunk and, blah, blah, or they're just in a fight, or there's kids in a fight on a schoolyard. I see a lot of those videos. But being able to just, get to the position, because he's not going to sit here, right? And especially in a jiu-jitsu match, but in real life, when he's struggling and he's moving around, so go ahead and move. Like, oh, sorry.
You're okay.
When he's struggling and moving around, right? I want to get to a position, like maybe I can get a leg triangle, or maybe I just want to get somewhere here where I can stop him from hitting me, hitting himself, me hitting him, anything, right? I've seen a video where a guy just held this person for 20 minutes straight till police showed up. And then when the police came, they took control of the person there, and relaxed. During that time though, and this was a great example of why jiu-jitsu is so great for, I think, not only the police officers to have, but or law enforcement of any kind or military, but just the common person, because this is a guy who's just a common person. He talked to him in that position. It was like, let the guy calm down. You know, the guy was irate and, you know, wanted to fight. And then by the time the police showed up, like, he knew what was going on. The police were going to come, but the guy has his back, and the person who he has his back of, he can't do anything, right? He had a good, and granted, the person who had his back was a BJJ brown belt, if I remember correctly, and he basically talked him down in the situation. You know, let him know, hey, you know, kept telling him to relax. The guy would fight, of course. Nobody wants to hear relax when you're in a fight or flight mode. You know, especially, you know, if you have a wife or a girlfriend, don't tell them to relax when they're mad at you. But, you know, he ended up talking him down and, you know, hey, man, you know what's going on. You know I'm part of this?
If my wife is watching, I'm not a part of that.
I know I've been that person, and I've had to learn it, you know.
There's a funny video of Matt Serra.
Yeah.
He's getting in a fight. He doesn't get in a fight. It's not a fight.
In front of a restaurant.
Yeah, he's at a restaurant. He's on now. He's just sitting there. Calm down. It's okay. With a big smile. Stop.
Yeah.
It's okay. So
exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, of course, Matt Serra. You know, UFC. I think he was a champion at 155.
He beat GSP.
Yeah. You know, of course, you know, renowned. But you don't have to be a BJJ black belt to be able to handle yourself in a composed manner.
By that video, wrist control. Yeah, wrist control.
That's it. He's just stopping him. Yeah, I remember he's sitting on a mountain. He's just holding his hands to his chest. That's it. A perfect example of BJJ for self-defense. You don't have to do anything to hurt anybody. All you have to do is take them out of this situation. And at that point, you know, especially if there's police on their way and stuff, you just talk them down. Hey, man, I'm not here to hurt you. I'm just here to calm you down. You know, I'm going to hold this till you let them know what the situation is. You know, I've got to hold you here until you can calm down. You know, maybe I've got to hold you until whoever comes, but I don't want you to hurt yourself. I don't want you to hurt me. Let's just calm down and we'll sit here together. Like, that's it. And that's what I saw in the video that I'm talking about.
I think
it was great. I loved it. I loved every part of that video. It wasn't somebody using jiu-jitsu maliciously or anything like that. And there certainly are other people who do that. So I won't not say that. I think it's terrible when that happens. But in this situation, you know, this guy was protecting himself. Others, in the others also includes the person who was, you know, in that situation being the assailant. So anyway, all right. So
that being said, let's talk about hurting people.
Okay, let's simulate some murder. So today, the submission I'm going to show is called the clock choke. And if I can remember how to talk about the reason it's called the clock choke is because I'm going to move in the fashion of a clock that a clock would. Now I'm going to be doing it from this side that I'm on, James's right side here. So for me, it's going to be a clock as if it was moving counterclockwise. Okay, so if I was on the opposite side, I'd be moving clockwise. But you just have to remember that part of why they call it a clock choke is because I'm moving in a circle. Okay, so first things first, I need to set it up. So this might be one of those things where if I start this way in more of a referee's type position from wrestling, when I finish, I'm going to be sitting out this way. So it might be better if I just start this way. I can cut out a step. So when I take his back, so maybe I get his back here, and then once I start to get hand control, I switch, okay? So basics of what I'm going to do, it's going to end up looking like this. I'm going to end up controlling his hand on the far side, his hand on the near, on the far side, and I'm going to control his collar on the far side as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get ahead of his shoulder. So as I do this, I'm going to pull his hand underneath, and I'm going to jump my hips ahead, right here. So now you see my arm is coming through, I'm pulling up, and my hips are here, and I'm going to end up choking him by walking this way, okay? So, how do I set this up? I can't get in, right? I'm not gonna be able to get my hooks in, or maybe I'm just late in a match and I need to get a submission or a submission only tournament, right? So what I wanna do is this. I first wanna get him, I wanna throw some misdirection at him like we we're talking about. So maybe as I come in for my seatbelt here, remember seatbelt's on the far side here, I'm gonna control the collar on this side, on my near side. And what I wanna do is I wanna make him think I'm gonna choke him here. Maybe I wanna go for a 2-collar choke or something. So if he can control my hands, yes, that's exactly what I want him to try to control my hands. So now I can control his hand. Now from here, I'm in, okay? It's a one-on-one fight with my hands, and if I already have his collar, I'm winning, okay? Now, we talked about it before. Do I need to turn his collar in to make this tighter? I don't believe so, but some people just automatically will grab it, and as they pull the slack out, they'll turn it in, okay? I feel like when I'm fighting for the hand and I get here, I pull and I pull, right? This is how you get this control. So now I'm really taking the slack out here, and now I'm pulling up with my elbow here on this side to keep it tight. So one more time. I come in, maybe I'm fighting here, he thinks I'm gonna attack that side. Wonderful, that's what I want. I'm gonna control, 1, 2, reach back in on the collar here. If he wants to attack my arm here, fine.
It's not gonna help.
It's not going to help, right? Because remember, look, my arm is above his arm, so stick your arm out, James. I'm still gonna sit on top of it, and I'm still gonna get my choke. I need to control this hand so that he can't fight my hand down here, right? If I don't control this hand and I just try to sit through, James is just going to turn his body, right? So I want to control this arm on this side so that I can stop him from facing me. If I control this, turn and face me, he can't. I'm controlling his waist, I'm controlling his arm. So we get here, okay, nice and tight on the collar. Remember, I'm not all the way stretched out. If I can get this tighter, the better, awesome. A lot of times what's gonna happen when I go to set this up, you know, I'm gonna come in, I like to do this. Sometimes I'll come in here and they'll start to hand fight. All I'm looking for is to control this far side hand. Sink it in right here. Just get as deep as you can and pull. I'm gonna pull the slack out, okay? So if I pull, and then maybe I can climb my hand a little bit more. Look, I get more and more fabric in my hand. Now look, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sit through. So just like we did that, as a solo drill, now I'm gonna sit through on top of him. Right here. Now look, the submission isn't on yet. I'm gonna keep walking. And as he's already tapping underneath. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this out. His body's gonna end up staying in one place, and I'm gonna keep wringing his neck as I come around. And this is why it's called the clock choke. One more quick time. So, again, I can do this if I'm breaking him down. Maybe I come right here. Good. Look, he's open. I got him thinking I want to take his back. His hand's right there, over the top. Hand control as he comes back to turtle. I'm already in. Sit through really quick. Very important. I want to get my hips above his shoulder. Right here. And then as I do this, and I'll walk around, I preferably like to get my hips to the ceiling now. Up. And as I walk around, up, and I'm gonna get the tap. So that is the clock choke. It comes on really super fast if you're really good at it. Often it's not seen. So I think if somebody wants to add a back attack or a top turtle submission, it's a good one to add.
It's really cool. And,
really simple.
Start from back, you flip it into turtle and you go right into it.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, guys, so I'm going to be going over leg lock, because I haven't gone over leg locks. We've done leg locks in weeks. Going stir crazy. Anyway, so it's going to be the same concept. I'm going to be attacking his wrists, or not attacking, I guess. I'm going to be trying to control and attack his neck and his hands to open up something to get to his legs. So I'm here. I'll do it on this side. So what I'm going to do is I like to start a lot of my turtle stuff double under. If I can't get my turtle under, my double under, typically you'll see me do like a wolf on a rock, and I'll just sit on him and play with him until I make him turn, and then I'll just pass the ground with side control. Back pops. So typically I like to start my knees pinching their hips below right here. It's just a position I like to start in. I could really do more from, I can kind of pick what I want to do depending on how he moves. But if he doesn't really do anything, I like to slide one of my legs down. Same type of turtle break that we did yesterday. But now instead I'm going to fish my hand to his wrist. I'm going to fish my hand to his wrist. Okay, so I'm here.
So again, his knee is above my knee.
Always ready to take the back whenever ready. Okay, so I'm up and look, I just open it. That's it. See that little space? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my knee down and step my leg in. That's all I need. I don't have to bring my knee down to the ground yet. What I'm going to do from here is I'm going to drive him forward as I bring my knee down to open him up. Just a little bit. See, I didn't like flatten him out or anything, just to get my leg down. Now from here, Kelly, can you come this way?
So I think real quick, if you could, Kelly, a shot inside here so you can see what's underneath me now. So when he drove me forward, he got his leg inside and just his knee down on the ground, so it's flat inside. It's like a hook inside already.
Now I still have his wrists, okay? If I want, I can start threatening chokes and other things right now because I already have one hook in. It's gonna be very easy to finish taking his back. But say I want a quick submission, or I want to go for a leg lock because I like leg locks, right? So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch my hand here. I'm not worried about him rolling, because if he rolls, go ahead, roll. I'm still in position to take his back. Know that after I show you guys the submission, I've showed it before, I can still always go right back to my back take. So I'm here. I personally like to start just like this. I'm still low, I'm not like heavy or high on his hips. Still low, not putting as much pressure, so I can move a little faster. I come up, I control. I'm gonna adjust and step. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drive him forward, get my knee in. From here, I'm gonna switch my hand, not to his neck, all the way over here. If I can, I'll grab his ankle and I'll start hugging his hip right here, okay? What I'm gonna do is, see my foot, guys? I'm gonna lace it over his leg, just like this. So my shin and my ankle is in the back of his knee. Grab the toes, I'm just gonna put my foot down, push off, and roll. Don't, see how, that was an accident. See how I triangle my leg? Don't do this. I was like, I can't tell you guys, I was in competition once, I had this. Guy almost submitted me because I went like this, it was stupid. Put my foot on the back of the ankle and push my ankle into the back of his knee, or just let it stay right here. All I'm gonna do is double up on his foot, pull down, it's a calf cruncher. Again, I'm here, boom, that's it, very, very simple. Don't grab the ankle, the foot, grab the toes, as high as you can, okay? I found if you push, it makes it a little worse. I'm not pulling as much, I'm creating more pressure with my leg. If I can't get this, I've tried this on Haussler a couple times. We all know he's freakishly flexible. All I have to do to take his back, look, I'm gonna take this leg, extend straight. I'm in perfect position. He might not be like this, he might be balled up, but look, my knee is still above his knees, or my hips are still above his hips. Very simple back take. Okay, so one more time. So it's again, we're doing that concept of I'm threatening other things, takes it back. Okay? If I catch something along the way, cool. The end goal is still the back. So I'm here, I get my double lapels, get my knee here, snake my wrist through, or my hand through on his wrist. I open it up, switch and step. Drive him forward, get my knee down. Bring my leg over, start controlling this leg. If I can, I like to come here, makes it easier to pull him over. If I'm not going for the calf slicer, because sometimes I can't get my leg through, that's okay. Come here, now look, sit my leg through, ankle's gonna go in the back of his knee. Cup as high as I can. I can't get the toes right now, so I'm just gonna grab his ankle. Still controlling his shin with this arm. Push, I pull everything back. Foot stomps on my ankle, pull up on the toes, or I can keep it here and still finish as well. If I can't get it, look, extend, climb the back. Very, very simple.
So let's go back one step. So we're here. So obviously, I made this mistake with James while he was first learning this, and he wasn't telling me about him learning it, and I thought even if I just pushed him away, maybe I could just somehow get him, and I just made it worse for myself. Okay, so don't triangle your legs here if somebody puts you here.
Triangle. I want to see something. I want to see if I can I come over the top and
Yeah.
do both of
Yes.
us? Yeah.
So don't do that again. He was talking about triangling his legs. Don't make that mistake, right?
Ow.
Because then I can get him. Okay. So if anything, you want to protect yourself in this situation. You don't want to get submitted here. He's got your toes. Go ahead and get my toes. Maybe I'm going to kick it off and I'm going to force him to extend. So he's got my back, but I'm not submitted. Okay? So I just want to put that out there.
I think the best case would expect for me to try to take the back and try to create a scramble to get it.
Right, yeah. Look for that extension, because look how I came up as I extended. If I explode with it, we create just a tiny bit of a scramble. But I think,
I still have a done position, but it's much better.
again, at least I'm not submitted, right? Like, if I'm in mount and I roll and give up my back, at least I didn't get submitted from mount at that time. I'm trying to get to a better position. If I'm in back and then I give up mount, and we've talked about that again in our basics videos, at least we're not getting submitted yet. It's all about trying to move to a better position.
So, any questions so far, Kelly? Cool.
Interesting.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, that's it for today. Got a couple announcements real quick. Do we have anything else? The announcements, right?
Yeah, we got it.
Okay. So, Thursday, please make sure you tune in at 4:30. We start a little class, and then just tune in at 4:30. I don't want you guys to miss it. We're going to do 3-minute rounds of Coach Mike and Coach Zach the Mosquito in a no-gi grappling match. It's going to be best of 3. So it's either going to be best of 3 rounds or the best of 3 submissions. All right, I'm going to be going over more of the rule set on Thursday, but that way we can get a little more out of the roll. Just that way, in case someone does a freaking flying armbar in the first 10 seconds, it's not. Oh, well, that's it. So we're going to do that instead to give you guys a little more viewing time for a match. So that's happening Thursday, and then I think that's it. There are. Should we keep going?
Yeah.
Governor?
Yeah.
So the governor did just come out today. He's not signing anything. He's not announced anything. Nothing's official. But he said he's expecting to extend the stay-at-home order.
Yeah, the stay-at-home order.
At least until June, and he said
Maybe into June.
Maybe into June. So
we want you guys to be aware of it.
yeah.
And we put that out there as we know we said yesterday, hey, we're still planning to open in May.
We still are. There hasn't been anything signed.
Right. Until something's actually official, we still are, it's something to potentially get excited about. However, we want everybody to have the expectation, a reasonable expectation, that the potential for the stay-at-home order, will be extended. We are quite aware that other states are absolutely lifting their mandates currently. I know Georgia's expected for Friday, and I believe Texas on Monday.
Well, it's this Monday. They already started.
Yeah, and we all seen the pictures of Florida. We want everybody.
I could have hold it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we want everybody to be safe, okay, and taking it seriously, and I believe that all our members definitely are. And so, we just want you to understand, we want to open the gym up as badly as you want to open the gym back up. The first, May's coming up, we're into another, month of, asking for your continued support. Again, earlier the better for us to know if anybody needs to make any changes or anything like that. Again, we hope we can count on every single person. Actually, I've received a lot of great messages from some people, and maybe I'll start sharing some of them online and things like that, written messages that I've gotten. It's been really, really heartwarming for us to receive those, letting us know, hey, we've really got your support. Even those who were, maybe originally on the fence about continuing their membership during this time, and then just said, hey, made that decision. I know things are really dire, and you guys really need it. I've got it, and you need it. I want to make sure we're there. Again, for everybody who does continue the memberships, who's done it through April already, has got 3 free private lessons for their account. And so for every account who does continue to do that, we're going to extend that, all the way through however long this goes. So in May, you'll receive another 3.
So it'll be 6 if we open up in June. It'll be 6.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we're keeping a tab and a tally of it. So, and I'll make sure, everybody's contacted, about how many you've gotten once all this is over, so you can make plans for it.
Mm-hmm. That being said, guys, whenever we do start it, it's going to be kind of first sign up, first serve. Yeah. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of people.
Yeah.
So we're not going to mismatch times and stuff. So there might be like a week or so. Yeah. Wait, depending on how many people we get signed up right away.
Yeah.
But I'm actually really excited for it. Get to show a lot of private lessons. I think our jiu-jitsu is going to go through the freaking roof.
I think it'll be a great way for us to kind of know specifically, things you feel like you're struggling with. I know it's kind of hard maybe in the videos to put out there, hey, I really want to see this, because maybe you might feel like if I put out there that I'm lacking in this, the next time we are open and I roll with X person, they're going to know, like, I don't do this well. Don't feel that way. Like, this is school, right? You're here to learn. Let's learn. Let us know what to teach you. Otherwise, James and I have a playbook, that are in a curriculum that we do. So if we need to get off that page that we normally would in order to help, any person, during this time, let us know. Just again, putting that out there, the more you give us, the more customized we can make our lessons.
Yep.
So, all right.
I think that's it.
Yeah, cool.
Make sure you tune in, guys. 4:30 Thursday. Someone's getting their head shaved. Live. I'm so excited. Bye, guys.